Hi Shreya,
Hello, Mohit. Can you hear me okay?
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, okay, wait. Yeah,
Good.
I think there is a problem in internet connection. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Now it's fine. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay. So first of all, welcome Shreya, and it's an honor to host you. I can see you have a lot of fan following through the comments and all those things. I
Yeah.
just I just posted that photo, that poster, and I went to sleep. Then I woke up and I was like, okay, too many comments. Okay, Shreya
Yeah.
has a fan following. Nice.
Yeah. Even I didn't, I
Yes.
crossed that and it was actually pretty cool. There were a lot of comments. Yeah.
Yeah, and I hope many more people will know you by this live session also.
Mm.
So, Shreya, first of all, I want you to introduce yourself. Then I will tell my audience how I came to know about you and how I interacted with you.
Okay. So, hi everyone. I'm Shreya Patar and I'm a freelance content writer. I'm a student. I'm an entrepreneur. And I started, freelancing around 2 years ago. And since then, I have worked with a lot of clients, like over 40 niches so far. I've built a team, and right now we are at 7 people, which is pretty cool. And yeah, so that.
Yeah, and I know that you just grew your team to 7 people. Earlier you had 4 people, I guess. How many were there?
It's just something like I think in the past 2 months, work has been even more, which has been shocking. I thought it would be less, but it's actually been more. So yeah, there's been an opportunity to meet with a lot of people, like a lot of graphic designers, of course,
Yeah.
here on my Instagram, and a few more video editors and content writers, and it's just it's a whole package right now, so it's cool. Yeah.
Definitely, lockdown was a pretty much leveraging opportunity for all the digital marketers out there because digital marketing actually boomed. Courses were selling like hell, live sessions, webinars, and all those things.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so for all the people out there, let me tell you how I came to know about Shreya. I few months back, I was having a 90 days growth challenge in which I was posting on every social media platform every day, like LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. So every day I was posting something on that platform. So obviously I was posting on that platform. I was interacting with the people on that platform.
Mm-hmm.
So I found out Shreya there. And the only thing, like I stopped posting on LinkedIn 2 months back. But when I started this live session, I remembered you just because of that one thing, hashtag Shreya writes. I was like, okay, no one uses like this.
Yeah.
Who's this girl? So I was like, when I was doing LinkedIn, so I saw your hashtag and I thought that let's read her content. I was reading again and again, and I really loved your content. So when I started this thing, I remember, okay, there was a girl, hashtag share rights, and her content is really amazing. मतलब मेरे को याद भी नहीं था. When I approached you for this live session, I even didn't know how many followers you have on LinkedIn. I even didn't know that. मैंने check नहीं किया था. I was like, this girl has a knowledge. This girl creates good content. Let's call her.
Yeah.
And then when I was making the poster last night, then I checked. Okay, let's see. And I was like, okay, 39K. I didn't know that,
Even
and I put that on poster.
I didn't know that until you wrote it on the poster.
Okay, you did.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, what's about that hashtag? Like, actually, I got inspired from you and I started hashtag digital Mohit in all my posts in LinkedIn, in Instagram, and all those things. And then when I started this live session, it was hashtag DM Talks. So, after getting to know about your hashtag, I was like, okay, hashtag is something which makes brand in long term. So, I
Mm.
must use hashtag for all my projects which I'm starting, all my initiatives.
Yeah.
So thank you for that, for the hashtag idea. And yeah, I want to know that how this hashtag helped you.
So I mean, I didn't have like a strategy for my hashtag. I thought of a lot of things. I thought of, just Shreya Patar, and I thought of these very quirky. Matlab, I mean, like, Shreya writes is so simple, and the I was just it was the first thing that popped in my head, but I was like, इसको याद कौन रखेगा, मतलब it's such a simple Shreya writes, okay, yeah, she writes. But I don't know, there was some certain ring to it, and then I started using it and I actually
Okay.
liked it. And then I realized that it's not really that important like what your hashtag is. It's more like you keep putting out content, and then if people like it, then people will start following your hashtag and like your hashtag as well. So it works the other way around. So that's how I came up with Shreya writes. And I think that hashtags are important, yeah, because like especially for something like LinkedIn for content writers, instead of when you're making a video, your face is on it. When you're doing a
Yeah.
podcast, your voice is on it. But when it's words, it's your words, but no one knows that. So like the hashtag
True.
becomes like a signature. So like you sign your name on a painting. So it's the similar thing. It's just like my hashtag Shreya writes is my signature for my content. Okay.
That's really a good strategy, and you always write it like it's different. It's positioned at a different place. Like your content ends, then after two places there is share rights, and after two gaps there are three, four hashtags, which is obviously related to you only, the content writing and share content, all those things. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Shreya, first of all, the thing freelancing. So you are a freelancer and handling so many clients. Like I read your post, you were handling 30, 40 clients at a time,
Mhm.
and you posted about that on Instagram and LinkedIn as well.
Yeah.
So share about that experience, how you are handling so many clients, and obviously that led you to grow your team also. But how you started, how you are handling so many clients at a time.
So, I mean, again, it was not something I expected. And at any point of time, I'm not counting like how many people I'm
Okay.
with. So I do have, an Excel sheet where I track all the work and all the payments and the progress of the work, all those kinds of things. But I didn't really see how many clients it grew to. But like last week, I was just making a new sheet and everything for June, and I was just, tracking, like checking for all the months. And I realized that May was like just like it was flowing out of my,
Okay.
like I had to scroll down to see the whole thing. And I was like, this has not happened before. And then I counted, it was like 30 people that I've worked with. And I think, I mean, because every client is different, so some clients are more like a full 1 month project, some are more like a one time thing, like one article maybe, or one website content. So every timeline is different, and accordingly, I managed the work because the deadlines were set very clearly. So when it comes to like a client that I'm working with for a month, then we,
Okay.
every Monday I'll send you something that you can post for the next 2 days, and then every Wednesday, every Friday. That way it's like divided, and that really helped keep everything on track. And another thing,
Okay.
the team, of course, like because I have a team, I can take up more work. I can think of more clients, more different types of niches and topics as well, because my team has the expertise that maybe I may not have for the particular topic. So that way it just becomes very convenient to work with a lot of people, and it's fun as well. It's a lot of fun.
Okay. So there's an issue which always come. Like we think we do something, like we are doing something, and we always think that if I am doing something, no one can do better than me. If anyone else will do, like it might be there, like if he will or she will spoil it. Like if you
Right.
are handling a client since last 2 months or 1 year, and you just can't hand over it to your teammate that handle this client for me because I have a lot of work, because you think you can handle it the best. So how to handle that situation? Because I know it happens. So how to handle this situation? Like वो चीज छोड़ना कि मुझे सबसे अच्छा आता है. How you can trust your teammates so much that you can, like, how do you handle this thing?
I mean, that's a very good question because I mean, it's such a big factor कि मतलब टीम बनानी है, but फिर ऐसी है कि मतलब मेरे जैसा कौन लिख सकता है, like you are trying to work on your skills, and you're trying to stand out, and you're standing out for a reason, people are approaching you for a reason, and then you're
Yeah.
concerned that what the team, but that team is not able to pull off the work that I want to give to my clients, and then it's double work. I
True.
have to change what the writer has done, I have to pay them, and I still have to work on it harder. Actually, that is the reason why in these 2 years I did not build a team. I had a lot of chances too, but I was like, no one can write like me. But then I was like, let's give it a shot. Let's try with some, one article here and there. Let's see small work that I can give out, and I'll be more, I'll interact more with the writers, and I'll tell them exactly what I need. I'll spend some time and all those things, and then they'll, pick things up. So I tried with, like, initially just two writers. I took on my team. Like, not even took on my team. I just, I was like, let's see and we'll decide. And so I just, shared it with them. And it turned out well. I made a few edits and I sent it to the client, and the client approved it. And I
Okay.
think that's when I realized that it's not about my quality of content, it's about good quality content. So everybody has their own quality and the client has their own expectations. So as long as I can meet, their level of quality, it doesn't matter who's writing it. What matters is that they are happy. So it could be somebody else's work as well. I mean, I have a different way of writing, but their way is not wrong. So that if that works out well, then it's okay. And that's actually when I got the confidence of hiring a team and, being okay with working and letting somebody else be my voice at points. So it took a lot of mental, just adjustment that it's okay for someone else to do it for me. So
Yeah, so the solution could be to hand over your work and then review it before handling it to the client. The
yes,
solution could be
all
that. Yeah.
the work, because it's my responsibility, it's my team, so I'm the face of the work, so I do have to, I always review the work no matter whom I give it to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and here Shivam is showering so much love, like he really likes your content,
Yeah.
and he has given 2, 3 messages till now about this thing.
Yeah, it's
So
as well.
yeah, Shivam, I am also joining the fan club. I also like your content.
Yeah, thank you all.
Yeah. Yeah, and about the team part, I can really feel that thing because I get a lot of DMs and my whole day goes in replying to DMs.
Mm-hmm.
So like few days or weeks back, I got 2 requests. Like 2 people came to me, 2 different people, and they said that can we intern for you? Like, that's huge for a person with just 1,000 followers.
Mm-hmm.
So they said that can we intern for you? Like I said, "Oh, what do you mean?" They said for free we can do anything. Like we can handle your social media, we can talk to your people. Like it consumes your time, so we can talk to your people. We can create edit videos. But I feel like कि जैसे मैं लोगों से बात कर रहा हूँ आई एम पुटिंग आउट सम सेंस ऑफ ह्यूमर या जो कनेक्शन मैं बना रहा हूँ नो वन एल्स कैन जो मैं वीडियो एडिट कर रहा हूँ नो वन एल्स कैन सो या यू आर राइट अबाउट द थिंग उस चीज को उस तरह से कर सकते हैं बाईपास करके एक तरह से सो अनदर थिंग वुड बी copywriting is something which I am zero at. Like
Mm-hmm.
कैप्शन लिखना इंस्टा के या लिंक्डइन पोस्ट लिखना वो ठीक है हो जाता है बट कॉपी राइटिंग इज समथिंग लाइक यू आर अट्रैक्टिंग समवन टू बाय समथिंग मेजरली कॉपी राइटिंग उसी चीज के लिए होता है फॉर लैंडिंग पेजेस एंड ऑल दोस थिंग्स दैट यू आर अट्रैक्टिंग समवन यू आर कन्वर्टिंग समवन टू बाय समथिंग yeah
Mm-hmm.
how important is like what are the major ingredients if copywriting is a recipe, is a dish, what are the major ingredients you have to put in to make it the best so that the person who tastes that dish feels great, it converts people more.
Mm-hmm. So one thing would be a lot of first writing a lot of options. Second is editing it a lot, and third is keeping it very simple. Because
Okay,
copywriting it's usually more like a short line, one line punch thing. So we think that okay, we've written one option, I like this, so let's just go with it. But actually, like, when you play around with it, you get more ways, and you find something that you're like, oh wait, this is it, like, this is the one. So always keep on, like, playing around with it, even if you think that okay, this one is fine, but still experiment a bit more. Edit it a lot, because copy again has to be very to the point. So if you use unnecessary words, just take them out. See if you can reframe the sentence, the same meaning, but just write it in a different way. Sometimes that has a different
okay,
impact. And so, like, editing does really really matter. And the last thing is to keep it simple. So many people, like, if you look at some websites and they say we are an out of the box creative thinking team, but okay, but what do you do? We innovate solutions meant to change the world. But okay, what do you do? I mean, I don't know what you do. So all these big words like innovate and dynamic and technology, one in a million, out of the box, these things don't matter if you're not able to express what you do or what you're trying to say. So keep it simple and try to get your message across correctly. That's the recipe.
Okay. So
Mhm.
keeping it simple comes another point, like the words we use in copywriting or our LinkedIn post or anything, that should be simple, like amazing response, or that should be something like which is higher level, like astonishing response or something like that. What do you prefer? Simple words or
I prefer simple words because, I mean, what I mean by simple words is something that makes sense if you put them together. Because you could use, of course, it's not about vocabulary, it's not about how big the word is, or it's more about whether people are going to understand it. You could use synonyms for the same word, but sometimes they are not even relevant to what you say. And
okay,
you words that are not meant to describe something. I mean, I recently saw something on Instagram, and they used something. They used a word that you would use to describe food. They used it to describe jeans, like jeans that you wear. So how can you? I mean, I don't remember the word, but something like how you would say like this food is very tasty. How can you say that jeans are tasty? Like it makes no sense. So just that way, you have to, just for the sake of using adjectives, don't use them. Make sure it makes sense to your product and to you. And yeah, just be sensible about it. Like have some common sense while you do that. That's all. Yeah.
okay. And here I think Arshi has a question that what are the tool you use to write your copywriting post and for editing and all those things? Like Grammarly is
I,
one, and what could be else?
Grammarly is good for like more like a final touch of proofreading rather than, I would say, full-fledged editing,
Okay,
because
okay,
Grammarly is more about checking like technical things like the grammar, the punctuation, the active passive voice and things like that. But what editing really is to make the whole piece of content make sense and flow in a logical manner. So if I
okay,
am writing and I'm writing an article, I've written a few points and I realize that okay, wait, this conclusion should actually be on the top. Grammar tell me that. Grammarly won't tell me that, what, this is how you should move things around. I have to do it
true.
myself. So editing is that. Editing is trying to, make it better, not because of the technical things, but in the way that it is written in itself. So those things are something, of course, to myself. When it comes to content writing, it's me. Editing, it's me. Proofreading, I never have used Grammarly, but recently one of my clients just said that I want to see it on Grammarly. So I was like, okay. So then I downloaded the extension and I use it sometimes. Grammarly is not reliable either. It makes some errors, so I wouldn't say
Okay.
it. I wouldn't recommend it for 100% best results, but yeah, it's pretty accurate.
And what are the other tools you use?
There are no other tools really. I don't use tools, but there is one tool that I really like. It's called the Hemingway Editor, and what
Okay,
it does, so you can just like copy paste your content on that website, and it highlights each sentence in a different color for the issues with the sentence. Like, is the sentence too long? Does it have too many complex words? So there are like 5 levels that they have, and then the green is like, okay, this content is like perfect. So all those things are there, and there is a score also. I don't remember what score, but there's a score it gives as to how easy to read your content is, and how if you just share this content, what age of a person would read it comfortably. So it says like, a class 5 student would read it easily. So those things also do matter. And I recommend Wingway Editor. Yeah, it's a good tool to, don't rely on any tool completely. Use your own style, but just as a last minute check, you could try these things.
that's really nice. Like Hemingway editor, like it's an artificial intelligence which is telling you how your content is, how good
Yeah,
your content is.
yeah.
Yeah. So here we have some question.
Mhm.
Which tool is best for outline the content?
These are not, tool things. You're not supposed to. It's like you're basically
It's
asking
more of
for
a creative
a robot
one, right?
to write. Yeah, you're basically looking for a robot who can do your work for you. It's not supposed to just do some research and make your own outline. Don't depend so much on
Yeah.
tools.
It's more of a creative work. After all, you are writing your content and
Yeah,
it's coming out of your brain. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so Arshi has another question. Do you suggest content writing course along with digital marketing course?
I haven't done
Yeah.
either. I haven't done any course. I'll be very honest. As so many people have asked me, Shreya, what course have you done that you write? What is this? You don't need a course now. Like a course is a very like systematic way of learning. But I mean, I have been writing since I was what 8, 10 years. So I have an like if you think about my writing, somebody asked me, I can say like I've been writing for 12 years. So that's a lot of time to gauge that 12, 14 years is a lot of time to work on your content. And professionally, of course, it's been like 4, 5 years, but then I have never really relied on a course. You don't need a course. If you like what you're doing, then just keep doing it. Practice.
Okay, so it's all about the experience you are putting out right now. What we
Yeah.
are seeing in your content, it's all about experience.
Yes, it's like years and years of writing ridiculous content that would make no sense to anyone and, working on that. And I think I'm stuck. Um,
Yeah, I know, but your voice is coming. No problem. Yeah, now it's fine.
Now I can.
Sorry, can't hear you. Yeah, now it's fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, okay, people are behind tools only. Krishna is asking tool you recommend for LinkedIn growth.
You know what? There's one tool I would recommend, and that's hard work for everything. If you want to really, go in for any tool, just stop Googling or, asking people for tools and just get up and do stuff. And like, what will you do with the tool, honestly? It'll do something for you that it's already doing for 1,000 more people. You will put in a lot more money. You're not standing out. So you have to stick to, like, your consistency and you have to put in a lot of hard work. That's the only way. For
Okay, as soon as you started saying that there is one tool I would recommend everyone, I picked up my pen and I was about to write it down, and you said hard work. I was like, okay, I know this one. Okay, I know this one.
you should write it down. Many people do not, keep this in mind. So maybe you should write
I,
it
I
down.
should keep I should keep it as a headline. Hard work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Hard work, Shreya
Okay.
2000.
Generally, I have a lot of questions, but people are asking a lot here. Like, what is this? How did she grow her LinkedIn followers? Okay, no, we have not discussed it yet. We are not yet on LinkedIn, but yeah, let's go there. How to turn your content. So first, let's take this one. How to turn your content marketing skills in a marketing agency. Let me pin
Um,
it. Yeah.
when it comes to, I mean, building an agency, I think many people think, I think they start the other way around. They build an agency and then they start looking for clients. I think a very good way and a very sustainable way to do it is the other way around. That you work as a freelancer, you work as your by yourself, and then when you're getting work, when you know that there's something coming in, and then you go in for building a team, then you go in for making a name, registering your company, starting an agency. Because there are so many, like every person I know has a digital marketing agency. No matter what they're
Right.
doing, they could be into pharma, they could be into, sports, but they will have some sort of a digital marketing agency, honestly. So everybody is creating content, helping people with digital marketing. So what are you doing to stand apart? So if I have to create an agency now, I know that I'm confident that it will work well because I already have that kind of what do you say, momentum going on with me, and I know that okay, things are working out and that I'm getting work, and I know how I can get more clients if I market myself more like full-fledged that I'm a writer
Right.
and get work done from me, then I think it'll even work out better. So maybe turn your, like, grow your skills, see how it goes for you, how many clients you get, and how things work out. Go all in, pretend you have an agency and just work like that, and then build your, like, build a formal actual agency.
Okay, so it's like just getting more clients, getting more work, and you know that right now I can't handle it all myself. Then
Yeah,
you move to team, and then with team you can move to agency.
yeah.
Okay, with time,
Because
yeah,
uh,
and
the
yeah,
agency, it's more like you have employees, and then you have, probably you have an office space, or you can work remotely, but then you have employees, you're paying a fixed amount every month. You have overhead expenses, you have other things like team meetings and things like that. And you can push so many of these expenses out only if you have like a remote freelancing team, at least for until a certain point, and then you can, once you see that growth things, and you make an agency. Then you hire people, actually hire people.
okay. So Shweta has a question: How to start as content writer on LinkedIn and some headline? Yeah, that is a good question. Headline plays a very important role in copywriting or LinkedIn post also. And your headline is really attractive. I have seen them. So, what do you suggest for the headlines? What should we keep in mind?
So headlines should cover what you do. So if you're a content writer, I mean, please mention that you're a content writer. Mention something like content writer or freelance content writer or freelance writer. So just these keywords should be there. Because again, people message me, Shreya, can I write for you? And then I don't see anything on their profile that says they're a writer. I can see that they are an engineer. I can see everything else about them. Nothing shows that they are professionally into writing, and that if I give them work, they will take it seriously. So, first step is to make sure you are getting it out there that you're a writer. Otherwise, even if somebody likes your content and they don't see the word writer, they won't approach you because they will think that you just write for yourself.
Right. Yeah.
That's one thing. And second thing is headlines, I think, are very overrated into how fashion should be. If you look at my headline, it doesn't have any magic in it. It's just, it says that I'm a content writer and copywriter, which is two simple words of just my role. It says that I'm a LinkedIn campus editor, which is again something I am. I think it says that I'm a student, English and philosophy student. Again,
Right.
what? And then there's
You are
hashtag, which is my hashtag. It's no magic. I mean, I don't have to write fancy words like I create copy that helps you sell, or I write copy that wins you clients or customers. It doesn't have to be so much. It can
exactly.
be as simple
It's
as you want.
it's
Yeah,
more of a Instagram bio type of thing that I can help you and all those things. It's more of an Instagram bio type of thing, not a LinkedIn one.
yeah,
Also, like this is the LinkedIn headline which everyone reads in your introduction in your profile. Another headline which I want to talk about is every post which you post on LinkedIn. It has a like above there the headline we call or whatever we call that. So
mhm,
the opening statement which
yeah,
attracts the person to read the whole thing.
yeah,
So what do you suggest about that thing? Because that's the most important that decides the person will read it all or not. Yeah,
yeah. So that is something that you should work on the most, and that's something that it should either convey something half-hearted, halfway, so that you're leaving some suspense and people end up reading it, or you just open it with a bang, like, if I'm writing about, uh, I'll just give you examples of my posts. So one post I wrote the
sorry,
structure
sorry, your
to.
voice broke just at that moment. So what was the second thing after the suspense opening?
Okay, I'll tell it through the examples. So I wrote about a fitness instructor, and the I think the introductory line was he made 24 lakhs in 24 hours, something like that. And so this creates a suspense, like, oh my God, 24 lakhs is a big number. How could anybody make in 24 hours? And that's when people read the post. So that leaves the suspense of the story. And then there was a post where I shared about I me winning the funding for my startup in college. So I opened that I won a funding of 2,500 euros at this event. So then that gives gives it all away that I have won this much, I have won, where I won it, but how did I get it? So again, people read. So it's a different element of curiosity. Is
I think there was a problem, I guess.
can you hear me?
Now it's good. Now it's good. Hey, Insta Live has this much problems. Can't do anything. Okay. So any suggestion to people who are at beginning in content writing?
Um, I have an article on my website if you want to check it out. It's I have 10 tips for newbie writers. It's I'm pretty sure it's going to be very helpful because I send that to anybody who asks me this question. And the main thing is that you have to start writing. So stop looking for clients, stop thinking about how much to charge and everything. Just start writing and the rest to you. So create content and put it out there. Otherwise, nobody knows you're a writer. So do that.
Okay. So
Yeah.
okay, another yeah, that was a very good one. Another thing, Brendra is asking here that you have worked with more than 40 niches.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite industry to work in?
I really liked writing for fitness. I didn't get to do that a lot, but I like writing about it because there's so many interesting things you learn while, exploring fitness, especially because so many people are into fads and diets, and there are so many things wrong with that kind of information. So just digging into it, that's great. And recently, I've been working on blockchain. I knew nothing about blockchain, and it's like it's going to be like 3.5 months with the client. So that's
Okay.
new tech to explore.
And now you know. Now you
Yeah,
know
now
that.
I think I know. I don't know. Blockchain is too deep. I think I know something.
Exactly. Okay. How do you measure results of your content? That's amazing question, I guess. Well,
So when it comes to content, I think the purpose really matters when it comes because if you're looking at sales funnels, that's when you look at the email click rates or how many people have clicked on the link and actually purchased your product, things like that. Um, when it comes to my Instagram content, I look at how many people have saved my posts, how many people have shared my posts, how many people have responded to my stories. Sometimes I share like yesterday I put out a story saying my first Hindi interview, DM me for the link, and I got like 46 DMs. So those things are what I measure, like what is providing value to the audience rather than being about likes and comments, because again, likes are very what do you call, more like a vanity metric, I would say. So I think the best way to measure your person, especially your personal content results, would be how many people are sharing it, how many people are commenting on, and how many people are responding like with the link for a link or whatever. So that shows the engagement.
okay, the engagement shows how the results of your content.
Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah. So another thing, like I really want to ask you this one. Like you are writing since years.
Hmm.
Now, if I ask you to read your first content, what are your views about your first content? Because you are writing amazing right now, and I know how's your first content would be like, and I can see it on your face also. So,
So
your views. Yeah.
uh, so earlier I used to write a lot of poems, and every time I would I would do something wrong at home, like I would break something, or I would not study, or I would want to buy a phone or get a, I would just write a small letter and like put it under my parents' door. So that was my first type of writing, like being a 6-year old and writing, please get me a puppy, thank you so much, and making it very emotional and sentimental, like my life will improve and whatnot, and I'll be so happy, and I'll be those kinds of very very emotional things, and writing it on like pink and papers and whatnot. I still have them, and that's why I remember, because my mom keeps sending me pictures like, look what I found, look how, I don't know what were. So those were my initial pieces of content, and then the most vivid thing I remember is one of my poems. So I was sitting in math class. I think, in third or fourth standard. I was sitting in maths, and we were exploring algebra for the first time. And I was like, what is happening? Like, I do not understand any of this. Suddenly there
Okay.
I numbers, and now suddenly we have letters coming in. Like, what are you doing? And at that point, I started, like, I started writing something about how irritated I was, that, like, why. So I wrote a short, like, 8 10 line poem about, well, 10 line poem about why maths is like, just I just don't want to do it. And the whole poem was me complaining about mathematics. So, I mean, if you look at that, and those are things I started with, and they are like, in a way, they are very embarrassing right now. And they're like, really, how stupid were you, to think those things. But then I think that those were very important, because if I didn't start at that point, I wouldn't be here now. So I think
True.
they, even though they may be slightly embarrassing, but they are very critical for me to be here. So I'm proud of them. I'm proud of them.
So literally in that poem, you roasted maths. You
Yes,
roasted mathematics in that poem, literally.
like an 8 or 10
Yeah.
year old
Like,
mathematics. Yes,
you still write poems? Do you?
I do sometimes. I mean, poems was always my way of venting things out, and because earlier I didn't have clients and works every day. I mean, I've written over 400 poems in the, like, until 2 years ago. So I try to work on them. Yeah, I really like them.
Okay. Hindi or English there?
English.
English. Do you want to share some few lines, like two lines, if you
Um,
remember any?
I'll share a few on my story after this if you want. I'll share a few poems
You will, okay, on your story.
on my Instagram story. I'll share them. I don't,
Okay. Are you a marketer too? Are you a marketer too? Because you just did a thing which a marketer has. That sense of thing which a marketer has. Like, okay, after this session, I will put it on my Instagram story so people do follow me so that you will check it out on my Instagram story.
That was not my intention. I just don't remember anything. But yeah, that's a good way. Thanks for telling me that. I will consider that
Yeah,
next.
definitely. So people, अगर आप नहीं समझे हो, yeah,
Yeah.
even if people didn't understand that, still I would say follow her because you already know she's providing a lot of content. Like when I posted on my Instagram story about the thing that I'm coming live with you, so I got many messages, and one of them were, bro, she is putting out a great content on LinkedIn and Instagram as well. And there was also a new person who just checked out your profile today due to the story I put. And he was like, wow, her Instagram content is really good. I am just curious how amazing her LinkedIn content would be. I said, "You go check it out. You already
Yeah.
know it's great."
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad. It's nice to hear.
Definitely. Okay, people are writing a lot out here. Hey, you all
Mm,
here. Hmm. Okay. I'm thinking to write blog on different niches, but I don't have knowledge. So how I create content? Look, let me pin it. Yeah. I'm thinking to write blog on different niches, but I don't have knowledge. So how I write content about those niches, like I'm going to write for, okay. So how to write for different niches. That's the challenging part, which you don't know about. Like blockchain you did.
right. I mean, honestly, everything.
There's an internet issue, I guess, again. Yeah, now it's great. Hello?
You hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you. There was an internet issue.
Okay. So, I mean, every topic that you think of right now, you can. So just read a lot of content, and then once you read a lot, you can pick out, things that you like, and then kind of blend them with your opinions. And of course, if you're picking anything as it is, or if you're using some statistics or data or numbers, always give the source, always give credits where due. Don't copy anything, but just read a lot. And many times you should actually ask your client, because your client knows what resources are the best. Like for blockchain, my client shares a lot of surveys and a lot of proper like books, like ebooks, and like 60, 70 pages. I don't read them all, but just scrolling through them is actually helpful. So ask your client for help.
Okay. So isn't it really hard about that thing? Like you don't know about this thing anyhow, but you are reading it just for writing content for a client. Like you feel it like a responsibility because I have given the commitment, so I have to do this. Or you feel great about reading new things. What is the thing which is keep you going on in this thing? कि आप कुछ नहीं जानते फिर भी आप लिख रहे हो. What is the thing?
What do I have to lose? Like, I am getting a client, I'm getting an opportunity to explore a new topic. Maybe I'll just love it so much, and maybe I'll, actually want to do more of it. Maybe, I'm getting paid for it. I probably have a working relation with the client. So it's a good opportunity to explore. मतलब ज्यादा से ज्यादा क्या होगा, क्लाइंट को पसंद नहीं आएगा तो कुछ बाद में देख लेना, बात हो जाएगी. But you have to, what's the harm in giving it a shot? And I strongly believe that everything happens for a reason. So if somebody is approaching you and if you actually shot, you may think that, okay, now I've worked on, suppose I would have just written one article on blockchain, I would have had an idea. So that now next time when somebody approaches for blockchain, I have that work to show, and then I'm more confident whether I can do it or not. So it's always good to just give it a shot and see how it goes. So nothing to lose.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
great. Like I think this thing is something for the people जिनको ज़्यादा पढ़ना पसंद है, who like to explore more and who like to read about more. That's more easy for them कि उनको सीखने भी मिल रहा है and then they are getting paid for it. लिखना पसंद है, सीखना
Yeah.
पसंद है and they are getting paid for it. What else?
One way to look at it.
Okay, right. So Deepak is asking how to engage the audience. You can hear me, right? Yeah. Deepak is asking how to engage the audience on large scale. What matters should we consider on main criteria? Engage the audience on large scale.
Things to this. One, for audience engagement, because if you're posting this, nobody is going to even know you exist. So post frequently, and up on people's feed, keep showing that you exist. That's important. Second thing is, always provide something that's valuable. Either it appeals to the emotion of it's actually something strategic really helps them. So like I share a lot of freelance experiences, tips on freelancing, tips on content writing, tips on things which help you write better, make those things. So audience is content writers and freelancers, writer, but then my audience becomes wide, and all the freelancers, like even graphic designers, video editors, all these people can come in and read my content because it's more wide and open for everyone.
True.
So that is, keep putting out content and try to attack on like one main aspect of things. Yeah.
Okay. So it's pretty much like connecting to the emotion or providing value, which will increase your engagement and consistency too,
Yeah.
to increase the engagement thoroughly. Yeah. So guys, if you are loving this, like her answers are really amazing. My questions are really good. So if you are loving this live session, hit that like button. And if you wish to, take the screenshot and mention in your story, mentioning both of us, if you love it. So like, okay, let's move on. How to write content, yeah, for e-commerce blog of your competitor if your competitors are giant. Yeah, you can read that. It's in pinned one.
Yeah. See, I mean, there is nothing different. Like whatever content you take up, there's always so much competition, and it's already always covered either by them or somebody else. 100% original because somebody has already said it. Like when you look about, there are a million. Please use a sanitizer necessary, right? Because your audience is your audience, and people who approach you, you're writing, you don't have to think too much in content, putting it.
Your voice was breaking at last. What did you say? That it doesn't matter how powerful it was? You can hear me?
Yeah, powerful the other content is, there will always be some do your job and write. That's it.
Exactly. And the one thing you believe in, because I have noticed it in this 46 minutes, that something which you believe a lot in is standing out. This is something which
Yeah.
I have noticed in you since the start of this session and in your content too. Another thing that I want to ask, like I had this question always, like if when I was applying for internships, there were a lot internships on Internshala, like digital marketing internship, social media, content writing internship, but I never ever applied for content writing internship. Never ever I did because I felt like going in a company, writing content for them, and that too on a single topic again and again. How would you do that? Like I was doing internship for social media in a company which had which used to sell toys on e-commerce. Okay, and there was a content writer. She used to write content every day, like two, three piece of content or blogs, and she used to give us and all those content like one day she's writing on Spider-Man and she has to write again and again on Spider-Man after every 2 3 days. So
Yeah.
taking out things differently, like अलग अलग niche में लिखना, exploring it, it's okay, you are learning again and again, but writing about just one thing वो भी again and again, how do you become creative about that thing, writing about just one thing again and again? How?
Um, I think there's a video about this on my uh, uh, IGTV thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
the main
sure.
idea, the main idea is just the same thing, but in different ways. So you attack a different aspect each time. So if you're writing about the same Spider-Man toy, then maybe it could be something about the features of the toy, like what does it have different? Does it light up? Is it a kind of toy that even 6-month old babies can hold or something because it's safe to chew or whatever, things like that, features. Then something like um, toys you can gift your your nieces and nephews, and then
Niche, yeah,
and things like that.
yeah.
So you have to kind of at the end of the day you're saying the same thing, but the way you're saying it, so just explore that. And sometimes it's actually okay to even repeat stuff, because I mean, if you see an iPad or like iPhone ad, they don't talk about new features each time. They'll have same, like similar ad. It'll be a different ad, but it'll be similar, and it'll always talk about the look and the camera and the face unlock and things like that. So it's the same thing. It's how you say it that matters.
Okay, it's like picking out one thing and putting it out whole after
Yeah.
time and time. Yeah, and this is really very good question from Virendra because I also face it a lot. I'm editing video and I feel like okay आज का बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया अब दिमाग खराब हो रहा है I will not do it this again, like I will do it
Mhm.
tomorrow. So how to maintain your creativity after burnout and especially जब आपके client को सुबह ही काम चाहिए and you are like अब मुझसे नहीं हो रहा, how to maintain your creativity at that time?
Right. I think creativity again is a very overrated thing, because creativity is very subjective. Everyone says that, be write me a blog but make it very creative. Like, I don't know what creative means. Like, what do you mean by the word creative? So I think that I mean, if you suppose you're editing videos, like at a certain point, you just it becomes a part of your routine. It's not something that you have to be creative about. It's something that you just know because you've done so much of it. So even for me, for writing, it's not really about creativity. It's about me, my experience, and that skill set that I bring that make possible for me to look at something and in 1 minute, figure out where I'm going with it. That way. So that comes from experience. And one very important thing is to actually focus on avoiding a burnout, because a burnout does make a difference to your content quality and things like that. So just regular breaks and take weekends off. Like, don't, I mean, hustle is good, but don't drain yourself in that, hustle josh. Like, I have to hustle. I have to, like, you can make good money, you can do good work, and you can still be a hard worker even if you take weekends off. So, plan your breaks, take good, breaks, and don't stress too much. As I said, the quality is different for each client. It's subjective. You think you can do, you
Right.
always think you can do better, but if the client, it works for the client, the secret. Don't tell anyone.
Exactly, and I also feel like the hustling one is also really overrated. Like people are like, I
Yeah,
am hustling a lot. If you are like, okay, आप खाना खा रहे हो रोज, okay, you like eating food. Do you like, okay, I am eating a lot. अरे भाई, क्योंकि तुम्हें करना है इसलिए तुम कर रहे हो. हसल तुम खुद के लिए कर रहे हो, किसी और के लिए नहीं. तो क्यों बताने की जरूरत है कि आई एम हसलिंग अ लॉट. हसल फॉर योरसेल्फ.
right. That's true. That's true.
Exactly.
Very. I'm going to remember this. This is my takeaway from the.
Okay, I'm glad I was able to give you something. What
Yeah,
Yeah, what else? Actually, what else is not like. मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है एक और करना पड़ेगा. People are having so many questions. Creativities
my
were
phone.
learning.
Oh, let's see.
What did you say?
My phone is dying. So let's see how long we
Yeah,
can make.
नहीं, नहीं. No, I was just saying because it's just 7 minutes more of this session, and
Okay.
people are loving it for sure.
Yeah.
Creativity is by learning new things. And okay, how do you do research and make clear and crisp concept? Content. Do you have any like step by step to make a clear and crisp content by researching it, particular steps or something like that?
Okay. I to clear and crisp content, it's more about creating an outline in advance. So if I know the topic, it's very, once you start writing, if you don't really have an outline in place, then you're just writing, and you'll just, you're writing about a yellow bottle, and you'll end up with a yellow book, because you'll just sway so much, and you'll make it about the yellow color in a sense. So when it comes to topic that you're writing about, two things yell together. It's not separate. You should make an outline and help you stick to the topic, and also save you time, because then you can just move things. So definitely make an outline. Number one solution for all your problems.
Okay, so I hope the guy who asked this question got his answer. And the most basic question, obviously, you must get always. This is here: how to start content writing. The most basic question, I guess, you must be
I'll
getting every day.
I'll refer you to that article, because that covers a lot of things about starting. If you want to start a content writer, be a content writer, you have to write. You have to make sure a writer, introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Pant and I'm a writer. You have to say that. You should say that. Being a writer, part of your identity, because that's when you will actually making it seem as important as it should be. Start writer or professional writer unless you're actually making money from something. So start charging for it and experiment a lot, and that's how you can grow and figure things out for yourself. So experiment and make your own mistakes. Again, a lot of it is on my website, shreyapatar.com. Just check it out.
Go
Selling
check
my
it out,
course.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like her LinkedIn, her Instagram, her website has a lot of content. All of your answers are there because I know experiences give it the thing. Like I make my videos after listening to people's DM कि उनको क्या problem आ रही है. Okay, they are getting this problem. Let's make the video. And
Yeah.
then you one ask this question. I send the video. That's it. I
Yeah.
don't have to give my time, and that's what you are doing.
That works.
So okay, what's the best platform to begin starting your journey? Quora or Medium?
It doesn't matter. I mean, why not both? Like, you content and or if you write you find a question, or of course you can find a question on Quora and just make an article out of it and put it on Medium. So why not both? So do both.
Right.
And I would highly recommend LinkedIn, because the organic reach is very high, and it's really there are like 600 million people on the platform, but like I think 0.5% or something barely post content. So that's a very small amount of people. So definitely leverage LinkedIn as well.
And what about the hashtag strategy of LinkedIn?
I
I'm
don't
also struggling with
think
that.
hashtags matter. I don't think hashtags matter a lot because again, LinkedIn has very good organic reach. I don't like to clutter my posts with hashtags. That's why in the bottom I have three that are relevant for me. And I experimented a lot, and then I found out that these three work well. So I just stuck with those three content. Those three I stuck with. So that's the hashtag strategy.
So this is actually my favorite question. Also, someone asked here, but this is also my favorite question, the hashtag one, because whenever I open LinkedIn, after every 2, 3 days, Shreya's post is on trending, Shreya's post is on trending. I'm like, why? How? Let me ask her how. So I got this moment to ask you how you make all your posts, like almost all of your posts are going trending. How?
I don't honestly I don't know how the trending thing works because sometimes you know, my posts get sometimes they get 500 likes, sometimes they get 200, sometimes they get 3000. But all of them are shown on trending. Like I don't know what the concept behind trending is. If I figure it out, I will definitely let you know. Yeah.
Okay, so let me twist it a little. Maybe I get more information. Okay, so in just 1 or 2 minutes, can you tell the LinkedIn growth strategy? How can we? Because we haven't covered LinkedIn in this thing. We covered whole copywriting. So LinkedIn
Yeah.
growth strategy. How can we grow on LinkedIn?
Post at least 3 times a week. Post original
Okay.
value 3 times a week. When you're posting content, make sure it's sensible. It should be relevant to a platform LinkedIn. It should be something that's attractive and something that's clearly written. So if you see my posts, I leave a lot of, I leave single lines gaps between each line. It's easier for the person to read and just nice to look. So make it visually appealing, and don't clutter with hashtags, don't clutter with emojis, things like that. The third thing is engage with other people. So you have to engage with others. Maybe you can share a relevant post link in the comments saying, I really like your post and I talked about the same issue in my post, check it out. That kind of thing. So way of promoting yourself while also making sure you're engaging and getting. You also get new post ideas, so you can check it out. Yeah,
Okay. So those.
those are the tips. There's no secret.
Okay, so consistency, hard work, and all those things really, really matters a lot. And standing out, definitely. That's my takeaway from this. The consistency, hard work, takeaway, and also creating all the content which people are asking on your website or Instagram or LinkedIn, and then refer them to that. That is the
Yes,
best takeaway I'm going to take away from it.
yes.
Definitely, it saves a lot of time. So, Shreya, we have 1 minute left, and I want you to conclude this session with the last words you want to say to all the copywriting aspirants or LinkedIn aspirants and all the hustlers out there.
Um, First of all, thanks to everyone for being here, for Mohit, for me. It's been really fun. And to everyone who spent an hour with us, thank you so much for asking all your questions and being here. The main tip is please start writing. Please stop looking for advice. And please, it's good to watch these sessions, learn from us, but then you make your own mistakes. And no matter how much the topic you will end up with your own mistakes. So make them, be okay with making. It's a business, it comes with a risk. So take that risk. And yeah, I wish you all the best. And thanks to Mohit for having me.
Really, really thank you, Shreya, for being here. Guys, do follow Shreya. And I, being a shameless promoter, I would say follow me too. And
Yes.
she is doing really amazing job.